Welcome to Unpacked, where we're uncovering life's ups and downs from love and mental health to career and growth.
With candid stories, honest advice, and special guests, this is your space for conversations that make you laugh, think, and feel seen.
Jess, is the group chat open?
Dev, yes, it's open, and we're unpacking it all.
So today is the day. We're finally doing it. We're talking Millennials and Gen Z. Everything we admire about each other, everything we know about each other, everything we don't quite get, all the questions we've been holding back.
And since no generation speaks for itself, we have a panel with us today. So let's start with some intros of our four panelists, Simone, Ola, Cameron, and Levi. We'll start with the elders. I'm just kidding. Representing the millennials, we have Simone and Ola. We'll start with Simone.
Hi, my name is Simone Simon. I was born in 1985. I am a millennial and I work in healthcare.
Hi, I'm Ola and I was born in the 80s, early part of the 80s. Originally from London, UK, but I was also raised in Nigeria. And I work as a data strategist in the tech industry.
Amazing. So I'll pass it off to our Gen Zers.
Hi, my name's Levi. I'm a part of Gen Z, and I was born in the early 2000s. I'm from New York City, and I'm a junior in high school.
Hey, my name is Cam. I'm a Gen Z born in the year 2000. I'm from New York City, and currently I work as an actor, model, as well as streamer, and, just whatever I put my mind to.
Okay, Cam, that was a saucy introduction. Okay, before we kick things off, I'm going to give a quick rundown of each generation, starting with Gen Z, which is defined as born from the mid-90s to early 2010s, are the quote-unquote, I had an iPad before I could walk generation. Gen Z consists of digital natives who type faster than they talk and communicate in memes. They can spot an outdated trend really quickly. They are bold, innovative, allergic to inauthenticity, and always ready to drag society forward, sometimes kicking and screaming, one TikTok at a time.
Okay. Gen Z not sounding too shabby. A little spoiled, but I'm biased. I think millennials are where it's at. So let's get into millennials. We are born roughly between the early 80s and mid 90s. We grew up with landlines, but now run our lives off apps generation. Ain't that the truth? We know the pain of dial-up internet and the joy of a perfectly curated Pinterest board. We're nostalgic. We're resourceful. We love a good avocado toast moment. And we still remember when MySpace top friends was high stakes social politics. Shout out to Tom. We're half analog, half digital, but all the vibes.
So that's who we are when we're looking at millennials, when we're looking at Gen Z, very high level. But what we want to do is kick things off with our beloved icebreaker of sorts to start with kind of like a softball question. So starting with Gen Z, and then we'll give it over to the millennials. What does being a Gen Z mean to you in 3 words? Now, okay, we'll have Cam start first and go ahead. What comes to mind?
In 3 words?
Yes.
How would you describe your generation?
In 3 words, I would definitely say we're very much like non-judgmental.
Okay.
Definitely sensitive. I speak on that very heavily just because it's different to me. And I would say we're very creative. Like, I don't know if y'all not creative, but we're way more creative.
Oh, oop. Okay. Now that's catching strays already.
Like,
oh, no. Okay.
I'm going to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right. Let's go to Levi.
Well, I agree with your 3 words, but when I think of this question, like a phrase that comes to mind is YOLO. Because I feel like whatever we do, we always bring like everything. Like we put 100% into it, no matter who you are, what's your niche or your interests or your hobbies or your personality. It's always going to be 100% you or 100% how you want to do it. Like I feel like you guys are very foundational for us, but whatever we took from you, we brought it like 10 times.
Okay, all right. Let's hold the millennials back for a second.
You see us? We're like going through the motions.
Yeah, reactions.
Really?
Reactions coming in hot. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Now, millennials. What does being a millennial mean to you in 3 words?
I'm going to go with resilient, what is it? Trailblazers. We're trailblazers, we're resilient, and we're innovative. So those are my top 3 words of when I think about millennials. I think we're resilient. We've gone through a lot of transitions over time. You know, like we are the generation before the internet. We remember what it was like before, and we got a crash course when it happened. Again, dial-up internet was terrible. These kids had never know what life was like without Wi-Fi. It definitely changed the game for a lot of us. But yeah, definitely trailblazers. Like the building blocks, we gave them material to work from. So that's why, you know, innovative. We're always thinking and creative. I mean, Facebook was created by a millennial. So was MySpace. So was most of these apps. Millennials created it. So innovative for sure. So I think we are a little bit more creative than Gen Z, but that's just my honest opinion. Okay. I like that you came with stats. Made it fire up. Okay, Ola?
I was adaptive. If you think about not having the internet, now we are living off the internet, right? Resilience is pretty thin. I mean, if you think about things like the financial economy collapsing, that was right around the cusp right there to living life in this day and age where it was called the precipice of COVID, for instance, our careers were taken up or just we get married, having kids or whatever. And then mission oriented, I think our generation, if you think about it, when I'm going to go and be a detail. When Obama became president, for instance, 11,000 votes in our generation at that point. Like, you know what?
True.
Actually, we're at the forefront of that. So those kind of things, and back in the UK as well, even in Nigeria, if you think about, I don't know how familiar you guys are with that, NSARS, where that was our generation where we started to protest against that. So our generation, we've been like very, very into the weeds with, you know, getting things done. If you think about AOC, if you think about Mamdani, there are millennials who are getting things done and we are moving things forward.
I think I want to even piggyback off of that. I would just say like boots on the ground. That's how I look at millennials. Like we really get in the field. Like I think a lot of Gen Z, you guys are like with your voice. You guys have digital voices. We're literally still on the ground.
Yes.
You know, Black Lives Matter. We out in the street. We're protesting.
Yeah.
Gen Zers later, you know, the later Gen Zers, well, the older Gen Zers, you know, they're outside doing the things too, but we actually get out there and do something about it for sure. That's how I feel. Like we roll up our sleeves. So yeah, I think we definitely are adaptable in that aspect.
Yeah, and if you think about growing up, I think I can speak for most millennials on the table over here. When we grew up, we didn't have internet. We had just TV and go out and play. Millennials right now, Gen Z right now, they live off their iPads, well, phones or whatever. But we had to watch TV if they run outside. We wanted to go outside. Now kids have been forced to go outside and play. Yeah, which, you know.
We had bigger imagination stuff. Because we didn't have anything. We had
Rebuttal.
go for it.
Y'all, I guess, a bigger imagination just because, you know, that's what y'all had. But like, we taking it like with the internet, with all our iPhones, like we making stuff happen quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it took time for y'all to like, you know, really do stuff. We do it quick. And we expect it to happen quick. We're not saying that's a good thing, but like, that's what it is. So, like,
so you say you guys aren't strategic enough where you have to take a step back and plan things out?
Like you're saying, they do things a lot faster than us, but you have the resources because of us to be able to do it faster. We literally walked so you could crawl. I mean, everything that you guys are is because we merely existed before you and we made it easier for you. We paved the way.
It's okay for you to pay the way, but it's not like we're not making it better. Like,
no, we never said that you guys are making it worse.
Yeah.
We never said that. We're just trying to let you know, like, you can't say, like, we're more creative or more this. Not really. We kind of gave you all of that. We gave you the tools so that you guys could make it better. You're supposed to perfect it. That'd be messed up, but we gave it to y'all and y'all didn't do what y'all was supposed to do with it and y'all just kind of ruined it.
It's interesting that you bring this up, right? Okay. So I think to Levi's point, something I remember you saying is you millennials did this and built the foundation or provided the foundation, but we do it 10 times better. Or Cameron, you might say 10 times faster. What are you guys referring to in terms of what you do better 10 times better than us or 10 times faster than millennials? I'd love to hear your perspective.
You mentioned like Facebook,
Right.
already throwing me off because when I think of social media, I never ever think about Facebook. When I go to school, they're like, oh, guys, join the Facebook group. And I'm like, this is insane. I'm Gen Z. Why would I be on there? You know, like Facebook, I feel like you guys are I think it's coming up in this conversation. You guys are kind of like stuck. You keep saying the foundation. Okay, but we did it better.
What did you do better?
Listen, heavy. He mentioned, oh, we do things quicker. You're stuck on this foundation. Yes, the foundation, but we doing stuff quicker. We're like, our trends, they come and they go, and we're moving on. We're faster than you guys. We're talking about Facebook.
Productivity.
No one cares about Facebook anymore. It's TikTok. And then tomorrow it's going to be the next app. And it's going to be, next year is going to be, who's going to care about TikTok? Nobody's going to care about Instagram. You guys are on the Instagram Reels. Nobody's on that. World is moving fast and we're moving with it. And you guys are stuck in your Facebook, your Instagram, and your Mark Zuckerberg and your little, like, I don't understand.
It's not Facebook anymore. I think that's a thing.
My point was that we created a space where you guys can have TikTok, like TikTok, Instagram, and all these other apps. They kind of branched out from this one app that was started by a millennial because he said people want to know what other people are doing all the time. This gave you a look to see what somebody was going to do or whatever. Instagram made it faster so you can see what somebody's doing in real time. Facebook, we had to take pictures and go home and actually upload the whole night before a party. I'm saying that a millennial created that. So we passed the torch to you guys so that you can do things faster. We're not stuck and we're not upset about it. We're just kind of trying to keep reminding you guys, because when you try to basically come at us and be like, well, we do it better. We're not in competition with you guys. We're actually supporting your generation. We support you.
I think you guys should see our generation as a guiding you guys. I mean, like Simone said, I think from MySpace, which of course you don't know about, to
I don't know about MySpace. to all of the live.
It's literally the same thing. MySpace was before Facebook. Facebook was a better version of MySpace. Instagram is a better version of Facebook, and TikTok is a better version of Instagram, and so on and so forth. Next up, it's going to be the new app where we'll forget about TikTok, like you said. But that being said, other things that are being made better by Gen Zs, the only thing I can think about is content creation at the moment. That's the only thing. Everything else, I haven't seen one thing Gen Zs are doing that I am jealous of and thinking, oh, I wish I was a part of that generation. First, you mention one thing, I literally.
But content creation kind of is everything, because we embody everything you do in a day-to-day. Everything that y'all was doing back then, we doing it now too, but we got a camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all wasn't using y'all cameras. Y'all didn't have phones. And it's not y'all fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, we making money off that. So, like.
We had video cameras.
Yeah. Y'all wasn't making money off that.
There were people that were making.
Y'all wasn't making money off that. That was normal.
To make money off of that, we created that path.
Millennials created the path.
Name a millennial that made money off that first.
There's a lot of them.
You're talking about like YouTubers?
But that still counts. You can't discredit it because it's not what's current.
What do you think?
A lot of the YouTubers are now actually in the industry. I'm just saying, like, again, there's this thing with Generation Z where it's like you guys have like a little chip on your shoulder oftentimes where you guys try to downplay us. I'm not downplaying y'all at all. I think it's great. I raised you to be that way. I raised you that way. I did that. So I'm okay with that. So here you go. Pass the batons to you. Now do great things. Don't try to come at us and be like, well, we're this and we're that. Like he said, I haven't really seen anything interesting that you guys have done besides content create, besides the TikTok, besides the things like that. Like, where are you guys shaking the table at?
And one thing I am going to go back to what you said was describe your generation. Sensitivity. Whenever a critique is laid towards you guys, what happens? You guys get defensive. It's just a function of probably, I don't use this word, but soft. I don't know. I mean, is that a word I can use and be in the safe zone? But sensitivity, I mean, our generation, we have best of both worlds, where we were raised by parents of a different generation, obviously, and we're raised to be more resilient, but we now recognize that as we need to raise our kids somewhat mildly. if that makes sense. Like, you guys need to be more cautious. I mean, this might come from my background as well, being Nigerian, where parents saying, I love you, there, it just non-existent. But now I see my sister saying to her kids, I see my brother saying to his kids, I see myself saying to my daughter as well, I love you, almost every boy to get. So sensitivity, not a bad thing, but it's just you guys are too hyper-focused on that, which it's interesting to me.
I want to touch on that. I feel like there's a difference between sensitivity and softness. I think softness, it definitely varies by person. Sensitivity, I think Gen Z is very sensitive. I think I'm very sensitive. To be sensitive is to pick up on the small things. It's to be aware and to notice. And I think that we do a very good job at that. I think that we are sensitive to the feelings of others, that we are sensitive to things that are going on in the world. I think I'm very sensitive to certain things.
It's a good thing to point out here. I think we could touch on work ethic perceptions between generations, which we'll do shortly. I think a few things to point out here. It's a beautiful dynamic we have today because two panelists are related to each other closely, where we have Simone, who is the mother of Levi, right? I just want to point that out. So mother-daughter dynamic. And the other thing I want to point out is on the Gen Z side, we have kind of two subsets represented. Is that fair to say, Levi and Cameron?
Yeah.
Where you guys are in the same generation, but perhaps in different phases of life and have different, viewpoints on Gen Z stuff. Levi kind of representing the younger subset of Gen Z, and it seems like Cameron, you are old, representing the older Gen Z. We do want to transition to a different question that could bring us together a bit. Do you want to kick that question off, Devin?
Yeah, I think we talked about how we're different, the things that maybe we feel like we got from the previous generation that we want to see the next generation continue to do. So on the segue of that, to my Gen Z folks, what are some things that you see millennials doing, these people on the other side of the table, or as a generation, that you would like to see them continue doing?
I think you guys are like lit or and like unapologetic. Because I find you guys, I'm going to speak freely, I find you guys annoying. And I think you guys don't care at all. And I think that's cool. And you guys are just like chicken Alfredo, Instagram reels, and that purple lipstick, like, and like, and the daytime dark purple lipstick, and, and you guys, you don't care. You're like, I feel like this goes back to that foundation thing. Like, you guys started that unapologetic thing, and now we're like, Gen Z is so like weird and unique to you guys. It's you guys, but 10 times more unapologetic. That's why I think so extreme. That's like extreme.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
I think part of that is the type of millennials you're hanging out with. You're hanging out with your mom, Jessica, Devin, myself, where we are in the phase of our lives right now, where we are established. So we don't give two fucks about whatever important things are. So we're established enough, career-wise, personal life-wise. So we are there right now. Someone like Cameron, for instance, who wants so bad to be a millennial. Because I think I can almost say a millennial who's on the cusp of 1996 might give a toss still about what you guys think. But at our age right now, because we've been there already, so that's why most of the millennials you hang out with, that's why we think that way.
I think that's a fair assessment, Lima. When you talk about it, we weren't allowed to be as free as your generation. Mm-hmm. We're free now, but we wasn't free back then. Yeah. When you hear Ola speak, Ola's he's a millennial, but there's also a cultural difference in the way which he was being raised and how I was raised around the same time. So we have that. You carry that with you. I'm not sure what Gen Z looks like in Nigeria right now.
I think y'all cool. I think from the TV shows I watch, like,
I doesn't seem to agree.
No, look, they cool just because for me, I love the style. I was big on like dressing like I was from the 2000s, 90s, my whole life. I always appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? Like the music, untouched. I can't even say nothing crazy about like y'all music taste. Like it had feeling, had emotions. What we listen to now, it semi-do is semi-don't. Is more so just the words.
Sound like a beat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just a beat. It's just a beat with words playing. But back then, y'all had like emotion. Y'all had like something to feel in the music. Shout out Drake.
Oh,
So like,
we were driving. He was doing a song.
it's that. So I could definitely say y'all are cool in that sense. So I feel like y'all could just keep that up, and some of us will adopt it. Some of us won't keep that up.
But I mean, going back to what you said, the first 3 words, created. Our music, that's created, isn't it? And it's real. It's real, but so
I wouldn't say it's creative.
Oh, what's the difference?
Because the music we listen to now is creative. Like, it's very experimental. It's very like, you could touch, y'all could be in the same ballpark as our music, but like what separates it is, I feel like, the creativity. Like, that's really what it is.
The both statements can be true. And I'll just throw this out there. T-Pain, also T, that's creative. And I don't know.
So
Kanye came out first.
Kanye came out first, then T-Pain came out underneath.
Yeah.
But the sound, that sound wasn't...
T-Pain, I can see that.
Teddy Riley had auto-tunes as well. New Jack Swing, Generation X.
Yeah. I feel like our sounds is like... We don't even have...
Hours.
But here's the thing about us. And tell me if I'm wrong, Levi. It don't even gotta be good, but it's catchy.
This is all great conversation. I think we wanna segue into a little game.
Okay.
It's gonna be a hot take, lightning round. So we're gonna ask a question. We'll throw out a series of bold statements, some serious, some not so serious. So have fun with it. And we just want your gut reactions.
Okay.
Starting on the Gen Z side, Cameron. College degrees are becoming irrelevant.
Yeah, they are.
Can you share your point of view there?
I got one and I don't use it. So I already know if I had experience in what I wanted to do, I'd be better off doing that than just going to get a college degree. Honestly, it slowed me down. If I would have just been focused on what I wanted to do the entire time I went to college, I wouldn't have wasted that time. But I wasted that time.
I don't think they're irrelevant. I'd like a degree, but only because I think it makes things easier, and I would prefer the easy route. I think if you're not going to get a degree, you need to have a really good plan. Like a really good plan. Like freaking Mark Zuckerberg, who made Facebook, he went to college. He made Facebook in college. You know, like if anything went bad with Facebook, he has that degree to fall back on. And I would prefer a few plans, A, B, C, D. If I can get to Z, I'd prefer that. I need a degree.
Yeah, but they'll tell you, like, if you get a bachelor's degree, they'll say you need a master's, depending on where you want to go.
Just get it.
But for what? Like, why?
It's so much easier.
Right. So she's trying to say, like, you need to at least have something. And that was how it was painted to us. But I don't think we really had a career path. I don't think I thought about a career path. I thought the degree was the key to get in, not necessarily knowing that you need to have a plan, regardless of route that you do take, whether you get the degree or not. You need to necessarily have a plan as to what you're going to do, and not just pick a major and just say, okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
What does life look like 5 years after college?
9 times out of 10, you get a degree. And not 9 times out of 10, but for certain people,
yeah, these are stats. Where this coming from?
The people that I went to school with, they're not doing anything right now currently.
But they wouldn't have been doing anything if they didn't go to school either, though. That's a mentality and a mindset, though.
Yeah, but they got their degree. They're happy with that, and they got out.
There's a stat about 85% of people who get college degrees either get an apartment, a job, or even meet their spouses through university connections.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very high.
It's a whole experience and a whole journey that you're about to go on for those 4 years that you're an undergrad.
Right.
And at the end of the journey, you received a degree.
Mm-hmm. If you know what you're going to do already, stick with that. I feel like college is, you go there to find what you're going to do. You find out things about yourself in college.
The way they're doing and treating education right now, I think it's important that we protect it at all costs, and you still do it. No matter how old you are, I'm going back to school too. It's always something that you can learn.
Well said. So Gen Zers, what do you think of the perception of your generation being lazy?
I think we're just better at efficiency and making things easy. When we talk about the thing about like content creation becoming like a career, we didn't do that on purpose. Content creation was for fun. When you think about Vine and Musical.ly, when people started making money off of that, that wasn't on purpose for real. Like the the content creator fund, this is a new thing. Like content creation was a hobby that turned into a career. When you guys have your entrepreneurial stuff, like any like entrepreneur millennials, these are like supposed to be careers. What we didn't do that on purpose. It just kind of came because that's the direction the world was moving in. And it just kind of worked out that way, I feel like. Because when I think about how did content creation become a career, I can't even tell you, because my first idea of content creation is people my age at that time in their room making videos, and now you see them now and they're making money off of it.
Y'all don't have any drive.
Yeah, facts.
Y'all have no drive and no determination. And because everything is so digital, y'all really just be expecting for it to just work out that fast, which is super scary. So what happens when you go through but there's also, but the thing about, this is the thing that, and I'm going to just say this about Gen Z. Gen Z is not adaptable because even though, like I always tell her, yes, you're Gen Z, but you don't work with Gen Z. You're not going to work with Gen Z when you get out of school. You're going to work with millennials. You're going to work with, God, hopefully boomers, right? And Gen X. You guys don't know how to navigate through all the different generations, though. You guys only really know how to navigate with yourselves, and you barely know how to do that because y'all don't communicate or talk to each other like that. You guys always have like a digital wall in between your friendship. Your friendships are fostered through digital avenues. Like there's no drive and determination when I think of it. Like if I had the space and opportunity that you have, I'll be going hard because I know my mom's behind me. Like you want to get up and do this, you rather not. You want to try this, you rather not.
Because I can.
Dang, yeah, she's right. We mad privileged to the point we don't want to do stuff.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because I've given you the option to say you don't want to do that. But it lacks drive. But this is also kind of a dangerous.
You still making things happen.
Hopefully. But this is what I'm saying. There comes a point where you're in this transitional period where you're a grown man now. She's 16. You're 25. You're a grown man now. Like we was ruled by iron fist. We had no choice. We couldn't fail. There was no options for us. So now you see us, we're literally in our second or third childhood. That's what you guys are witnessing when you see millennials our age. Millennials are literally in their second childhood because we all were forced to grow up very fast.
One more question before we start to wrap up. For you personally, who is the greatest performer of all time?
Okay, Beyonce and Michael Jackson.
Beyonce.
Really?
She puts on a show.
Yeah, Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson to me.
Right? Wow.
Yeah, he's flyer than Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Yeah, he got it like that. And the reason I say that
crazy
is because can Michael Jackson do a backflip? Like y'all performers really can't dance like Chris Brown. Beyonce can dance like Chris Brown?
Wow. Okay, we have a millennial and a Gen Z saying Michael Jackson and Beyonce. We have a lone Gen Zer saying Chris Brown. And what about you, Ola?
I say Michael Jackson, of course, inevitable. Alive, God, I've seen Justin Timberlake in prime. Justin Timberlake, Wembley Stadium in England.
Wow.
Yes,
it's a curveball.
Okay, any questions that people want to throw out there?
For Gen Zs, what motivates you? What keeps you moving?
Personally, God. I feel like God is the only reason we're alive today. So, if it wasn't for that, I feel like it's kind of like no motion,
Okay, that makes sense. What about you, Levi?
Just knowing that one day I could come home from wherever I'm coming from and lay down and have no worries in the world. I think that's my end goal. The ability to be able to want things and then also get those ones, that's where I want to be at.
When y'all was younger, when y'all was our age, what motivated y'all?
I'm still motivated.
By what?
I'm on a grind right now. I got kids that depend on me, so my family is dependent on me to be great. So that was my constant motivation. I can't disappoint my family members. Mm-hmm. So I gotta finish school. I gotta graduate. Now I got kids that's dependent on me. Mm-hmm. So my motivation was external and internal because it's like I can't disappoint those that I care about. Okay. So it's an internal motivation.
That's a good answer.
So what's the one thing that will make the future better? And why is the generation the one to execute it?
Or what part will your generation play in contributing towards that?
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
I wouldn't say like that's the best kind of way to describe it. I feel like what will make our future more efficient would be AI.
It's giving iRobot.
It's giving our robot. It definitely is. I can't.
Want AI to take over?
I'm telling you what it is. That's why I said if I could be honest, not even like politically correct. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't even.
Right, go for it.
We focus on making things easier.
Okay, AI is making things easier, and that's because we're going to move on to the next thing, whatever that may be. So I guess that is just our way of giving ourselves more leisure to achieve. We haven't built the next big thing yet. Just wait a second, okay? Please.
Just let it build.
We've been waiting.
Let it be built.
Well, what I'm asking is not let's say from your perspective, what do you think the future should be? What it should be? Yeah,
it should be something that we're not gonna be able to get, but honestly, just working together. Like, if we could all work together, like collectively, especially like as a nation.
So y'all don't want to cure cancer?
For what purpose?
Like, what are you guys gonna do?
That's a good idea, but it's never gonna happen.
You're working together for what purpose?
What's the purpose?
Working together for what purpose? Are you saying you want to see more unity, or?
Yeah, like as a whole, like I feel like we're very much divided.
We think about things not as, recycling to poverty eradication. This kind of things are what
clean water.
Clean water.
Having accessible health care.
It's urgent.
How are you guys gonna be able to take that to the next level?
Yeah, a lot of it was
It make it 10 times better, like you guys said.
You think we could just do that? Like,
but you can. This is what we were trying to explain to you. Because when we're talking to you guys, this is why when the parents are talking to Gen Z, we're like, yeah, you guys are getting what we're trying to say. Like, we're in a very bad state as a world. Mm-hmm. So what are you guys going to do about the future?
That's a good question. We're passing the baton.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we've had very intense, important conversations on both sides. We want to thank our panelists for coming in.
I turned into a mother. I'm so sorry.
We love the energy. No, we love the energy. And there's a lot to be discussed, and for good reason. And I think our Gen Zers will take all of that into consideration. Mm-hmm. In about 10 years, we're going to call y'all because we're going to be on that side of the bench. We're going to see what you have to say.
I have Gray on that side.
Yeah, alpha. Exactly. But thank you to our panelists on behalf of Unpacked with Jess and Dev. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming.
And with all that being said, we've got more stories, more laughs,
more realness, and more unpacking next week.